Photo poor, so photogenic. All I know is to go get it. Shoot my shot, now I ain't gon' miss it. All I know is to go get it. All my life I've been a go-getter. All I know is to go get it. Wake up in the morning, kiss my son, then go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Photo poor, so photogenic. All my life I've been a go-getter. Wake up in the morning, kiss my son, then go get it.
Today, from Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, it's the AFC Wildcard Round on EA Sports.
The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wildcard game.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. Net gain of 1 there. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
Throwing to start here is Tua. They'll get this out to Kamara.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Tua going to throw. High throw, but he makes the catch.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Trying the left side with Kamara.
Down to about the 45.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
From the 45 on second down, Tua. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 27-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy. But they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around.
Second and 9. Tua. Caught right side, Davis. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Looking to pass. Tua. He finds Corey Davis.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. Tua sets up to pass it.
That's caught over the middle by Asiasi.
And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. Not the touchdown they wanted, but hey, you're on the road in the playoffs. They did get 3 on the board.
Yeah, it's a good opening drive, so you feel good about it yourself. You get to the sidelines. The defense feels good about you helping them right out of the gate. The team, yeah, they feel pretty good about coming in the playoffs and getting points on the board right away.
So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
And he comes into these playoffs bringing a team that's been battle-tested, won the division, and earned the home playoff game here in round 1. But every year they know that a division champ, it feels like, gets beat. They don't want to be that team. They have to avoid the overconfidence and make sure they play the same way they played during the regular season, mistake-free and with passion.
2nd and 5. Complete to Washington. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 44-yard line. On play action, they'll throw.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
And they'll run for the first time with Najee Harris.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Gets this out wide to Pickens.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
2nd and 11.
That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Let's not quibble about the game there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Deebo Samuel, 28 yards. And the Steelers are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead.
Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So this drive spans 7 plays.
And it's Deebo Samuel who caps things with a touchdown reception.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Miami set to take over.
And work with me here. Is this overhyped or not? You've got a warm weather team on the road in January, and it's cold. What's the deal? Is that a factor or is it not a factor?
I think a lot of it depends on the personality of your head coach and how you prepare for things. And some things you just can't prepare for. If you're coming from a warm weather site, you can't make it cold enough like it is here in this ball game. But what you can do is just tell the guys, dress for the weather, and then play like we always play. And as the game goes along, typically those guys out there playing, you warm up enough that it really shouldn't affect you quite the same way. Now, if that's all you talk about, if you put that in the heads of your players, it'll affect them.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown.
Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
Extra point now by Boswell. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line.
He'll start with a give to Kamara. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now Tua.
Tua hit, and the ball is out.
And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Miami's offense set and ready to go.
They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
Open man is Asiasi, the tight end.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 3rd down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Throw right side, caught by Davis. And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This is taken at the 18. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession.
For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do. So I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now back to throw. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. It's a gain of 34. 21-3 is your score after 1. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Jalen Phillips, the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now a give. Running left is Harris. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And they move this all the way down to the 9. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down. Harris running straight ahead. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnson. Well, they are able to get 9 yards out of that, but now it's 4th down. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Boswell's kick is good. And the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
And, you know, listen, there's 2 ways to get the number 7 seed. You can back into it or you can charge your way into it and seize it. But ultimately, once you're here, you can throw that out the window. You've got to come to play.
Yeah, you just think of that phrase, any given Sunday or Saturday as the case may be. And even though this is a 2 versus 7 matchup, don't think for 1 second that this game's going to be a pushover. Anything can happen once the playoffs begin.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Tua. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He is going to find Hill here.
And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Toss wide side. This is Kamara. Stop him behind the line. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So a nightmare start to the drive as they're already staring at 2nd and long. From the gun, it's Tua.
He'll find his tight end here, Asiasi.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
So, Charles, this a defense that hasn't made a lot of mistakes like this on the road to this playoff matchup, but that a bad one there.
Yeah, you definitely want to rattle and shake up the other quarterback, but you know you've got to do it the right way. Otherwise, that clock's going to be on the ground.
Cameron Hayward in on the tackle.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Cameron Hayward in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the 1st half.
On is Jake Bailey to send this one away.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added onto their lead. But that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly, because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line.
On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt.
A 41-yard punt there with no return, and it'll be Dolphin football.
Miami set to take over. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Tua.
And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down.
Cameron Hayward. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
And he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
Back to throw here. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. T.J. Watt providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long.
Here's Jake Bailey now.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken in at the 22. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw.
Slant route connects with Deebo Samuel.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Another big play here as they strike for 31.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a throw here, hauled in. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll look to throw again. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Second and long. And it's caught. Really nice gain on the completion. However, still 3rd and goal that they face now. They'll try to run with Harris. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the fourth quarter and you're up 6.
Now a hit and a loose football, and it's picked up by the Steelers, and he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. Boswell for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A look around the NFL, we'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the third quarter. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll try the right side with Harris. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Able to find his man. It's 45 at the 44. Finding Pickens for another catch. And they're going to get this up to midfield. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. The Steelers send out their punter now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Coming left is Kamara. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
Hitting Samuel on the slant. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll set up to throw.
Slant route, and he's got Freiermuth. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
2nd and 2.
Here's Freiermuth again. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Johnson with a completion over the middle.
And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Back to throw again. He's got it. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Harris. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Just power football there. Down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in after report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
That time a 6-play drive.
And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. I mean, this is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Tua sets up to pass it. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On play action, they'll throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on third down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They go play action here on first down. And in for the Steelers, touchdown. Pat Fryermuth, 28 yards. And the Steelers continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
On 2nd and 7.
Tua. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And the Steelers set to take the field. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Back to throw now on 1st down. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll bring up second down. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
3 yards remain for second down. On the jet sweep, this is Johnson.
And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
He gets it complete to Harris. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And good hustle here, as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Here's Kamara off the draw, and that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. Looking to pass. Tua. And a quick throw here. That's complete.
And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you've mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
Tua now on 1st down.
That would complete to Skoranek.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Open man is Skoranek. He's got it. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. And this looks like a roughing call. So a roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around. And we know...
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. And the Steelers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead to about the 48-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but the flag comes out for interference.
And now you're set up right on the doorstep of the goal line. 1 yard away changes what your play calls are going to be.
They'll look to throw here. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Deebo Samuel, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. Oh, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed watching their execution throughout this contest.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Takes it at the 7. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. Now a throw out to his fullback is complete. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Tua. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Tua going to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Here's another carry for Harris. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall. Steelers with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Dolphins offense returning to the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Tua's throw caught by his receiver, Hill. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Tua, he finds his man, complete. That's 4th. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Tua to throw again. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. T.J. Watt in there to make the sack on what will be the final act in this ball game. Card win moves them on to the divisional round.
Everyone plays all year long for the right to get into the tournament, as they like to call it. Wild card, divisional, doesn't matter to them. One moves on, one goes home.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The Steelers earn the win at home as we say so long from Pittsburgh.